Dear students, today let us take up the second chapter in mathematics, that is polynomials. Observe the word polynomials. Here, poly means many, nomials means parts or terms. So polynomial is nothing but an algebraic expression with many terms. Precisely, we can say that an algebraic expression in which the variable involved have only non-negative integral exponents. That means the exponent of the variable in the expression should be a whole number. The standard form of a polynomial: a0 x power 1 plus a1 x power n minus 1, a2 x power n minus 2, like this. This is the standard form of a polynomial. Here, x is called the variable. a0, a1, a2, an minus 3, an minus 2, they are all the constants or coefficients of the terms. They are called constants or coefficients of the terms. Dear students, how do we denote a polynomial? A polynomial in x is denoted by p of x or g of x or h of x, etc. For example, I will write one polynomial. This is 2x plus 1 is a polynomial in x. You can denote this polynomial as p of x is equal to 2x plus 1 or q of x is equal to 2x plus 1 or h of x equals 2x plus 1. One more polynomial I will consider, a polynomial in y I will consider. So for example, 2y cube minus 3y square plus 8. Here, this is a polynomial in y. Polynomial in y. You can denote this polynomial once again as p of y is equal to p of y or q of y or h of y, like that. Usually we denote the polynomial like this. See, here I have written some algebraic expressions, but they are not polynomials. Why these expressions are not polynomials? Recall the definition of a polynomial. Polynomial is an algebraic expression in which the variable involved, here the variable is x, should have non-negative integral exponent. Is it not? So let us consider the example 1. Here 3x square minus 2 by x plus 1 is not a polynomial because when it is taken to numerator, it becomes x power minus 1 plus 1. So here the exponent of the variable is negative. According to the definition, it should be a whole number. Therefore, it is not a polynomial. In the second example, square root of x plus 1. If x is written in the index form, it becomes x power half plus 1. Once again, this is not a whole number. The exponent of the variable is not a whole number. The exponent of the variable is not a whole number. See, here also it is not a whole number. Here also it's a fraction. And you can easily make out if x is in the denominator, you can say that it is not a polynomial. Next is degree of the polynomial. Degree of the polynomial is very simple. Highest exponent of the variable in that expression you have to consider, and that itself is the degree of the polynomial. For example, I will write a polynomial 2x plus 3. Here, the highest exponent of the variable is 1. Therefore, the degree of the polynomial is 1. If the degree of the polynomial is 1, it is called linear polynomial. Linear polynomial, and linear polynomial will be of the form ax plus b, where a and b are real numbers and a should not be equal to 0. What happens if a becomes 0? So the first term will vanish and we will left with only constant, and it becomes a constant polynomial. It becomes a constant polynomial, and the degree of the constant polynomial is 0. Here it is a linear polynomial. The degree is 1. The highest exponent of the variable. Here the variable is x, its exponent is 1, and that itself is the highest. Therefore, the degree of this polynomial is 1, and it is, if the degree is 1, it is called linear polynomial. The general form of linear polynomial will be of the form ax plus b, where a is not equal to 0. What happens if a becomes 0? The first term will go on and we left with only the constant, and it becomes a constant polynomial and its degree is 0. Let me write some more examples for linear polynomial. Root 3x plus 5. Here coefficients may be any real number. Only thing is we have to consider the exponent of the variable. The exponent of the variable should be a whole number. Y plus root 2 is a linear polynomial of degree 1. You can write many examples. X square minus 2 by 11x, 3z plus 4, 2 by 3 u plus 1. All these are examples for linear polynomial whose degree is 1. Let me consider another example. 2y square minus 3y plus 4, a polynomial in y. Here the highest exponent is 2. The exponent here of y is 1. Here it is 2. Among these two we have to consider the highest. So degree of the polynomial is 2, and it is called quadratic polynomial. A quadratic polynomial will be of the form ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0. Once again, if a becomes 0, what happens? The first term will disappear. So we left with bx plus c, which becomes a linear polynomial. See, because when the first term is not there, the highest exponent becomes 1 and it becomes a linear polynomial. Therefore, a is not equal to 0. You can write some more examples for this. So 2x square plus 3x minus 5 by 2, y square minus 2, 2 minus x square plus root 3x. See, I have already told you, don't worry about the coefficients of the terms. The coefficients of the terms may be any real number. We have to consider, we have to check the exponent of the variable, whether it is a whole number or not. Okay, here highest power is 2. It is a quadratic polynomial. You can write root 5 v square minus 2 by 3v plus 1 by 7, like that. Let me consider another polynomial. 5x cube minus 4x square plus x minus root 2. Here the The exponent of the variable x is 1, here it is 2, here it is 3. Among these three, the highest is 3. Therefore, degree of the polynomial is 3. So, it is called cubic polynomial. What is cubic polynomial? A polynomial with degree 3 is called cubic polynomial. And the standard form is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a is not equal to 0. So, you can write a polynomial of any degree, you can write, okay? See, next is, what is value of a polynomial? Value of a polynomial is very simple, dear students. The value of a polynomial p of x is p of k when x equals k. That's all. Where k is a real number. The value of a polynomial p of x is p of 2 when x equals 2. The value of a polynomial p of x is p of minus 3 when x equals minus 3. That's all. So let us understand this. Let us consider one example to understand this properly. So here is a polynomial in x, 2x square plus 7x plus 3. When, if I assign value 1 for x, the polynomial becomes, that is 2 into 1, 2 plus 7 plus 3, it becomes 12. The 12 is called value of the polynomial when x equals 1. When x equals 1. If I write minus 1 in the place of x, the value changes. Minus 1 square plus 7 into minus 1 plus 3. Wherever we have x, there we have to write minus 1. That's all. 2 into minus 1 square is 1. 6 into minus 7 plus 3. It becomes 2 minus 7 plus 3, that is minus 2. The value of the polynomial, same polynomial, is minus 2 when x equals minus 1. So value of the polynomial is 12 when x equals 1. Value of the polynomial is minus 2 when x equals minus 1. So the value of the polynomial p of x is nothing but p of k when x equals k, where k is a real number. Dear students, let us understand one more thing, that is 0 or zeros of a polynomial. It is another simple concept. Here, just you have learned the value of the polynomial, is it not? So here, 0 of polynomial is nothing but the value of the variable. Value of the variable. We consider two things, value of the polynomial as well as value of the variable. 0 or zeros of a polynomial is nothing but value of the variable for which the value of the polynomial is 0. I'll repeat once again. What is 0 or zeros of a polynomial? It is very simple. It is the value of the variable. Value of the variable itself is called 0 of the polynomial. The condition is, for that value, the value of the polynomial should be 0. For example, x square minus 3x minus 4 is a quadratic polynomial in x. So let me find out the value of the polynomial when x equals 1. It becomes 1 minus 3 minus 4, that is minus 6. P of minus 1. Minus 1 square minus 3 into minus 1 minus 4, that is equal to 1 plus 3 minus 4. So 4 minus 4, that is equal to 0. Here the value of the polynomial is 0. Value of the polynomial becomes 0. For which value of the variable the value of the polynomial becomes 0? Minus 1. So minus 1 is called 0 of the polynomial. Did you understand, children? So what is meant by 0 of a polynomial? Value of the variable itself is called 0 of the polynomial. But the condition is for that value, the value of the polynomial should become 0. So let me check this one whether it has one more 0 or not. See, you have to do this by trial and error method initially. Later we have methods to find out zeros of a polynomial. P of 4, that is equal to 4 square minus 3 into 4 minus 4. 4 square is 16 minus 12 minus 4. 16 minus 16, that is equal to 0. Value of the polynomial is 0. So value of the variable is 0 of the polynomial. Once again, 4 is also a 0 of the polynomial. 4 is also a 0 of this polynomial. So, dear students, what is meant by 0 or zeros of a polynomial? Very simple. It is value of the variable, that is value of x or value of y, for which the value of the polynomial should be 0. Here the value of the polynomial is 0. For which value of x? Minus 1. Therefore minus 1 is called 0 of the polynomial. Here value of the polynomial is 0. For which value of the variable? 4. Therefore 4 is also the 0 of the same polynomial. Now let us understand the geometrical meaning of the zeros of a polynomial. For this, so we know the definition of for 0 of the polynomial. Let us try to understand the geometrical meaning of 0 of the polynomial. For this, I have to draw the graph y equals 2x plus 3. 2x plus 3 is a linear polynomial. So when x equals, you can write the values for, you can give value for x and you will get corresponding values for y. So you take any two values because 2 points determines a line. So no need to take 3 or 4 values, only 2 values are enough. When x equals minus 2, so y becomes 2 into minus 2 plus 3, y equals minus 4 plus 3, y equals minus 1. When x equals 2, so y equals 2 into 2 plus 3, y equals 4 plus 3, y equals 7. 2 points on a plane determines a line. So no need to do, if you want you can do, but only 2 values are enough. Let me draw the graph of 2x plus 3. See, the first one is the coordinates of the point is minus 2 and minus 1. So minus 1, minus 2 and minus 1. Here the coordinates are minus 2, minus 1. Coordinates of the point, this is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate. Another is 2, 7. 2, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. X coordinate is 2, y coordinate is 7. Dear students, a point in a plane has 2 coordinates. X coordinate, that is distance from y axis, and y coordinate, distance from x axis. So 2 points are enough to draw a line. So let me draw a line through these 2 points. So this is the graph for y equals 2x plus 3. This graph, observe the graph, it intersects x-axis at a point. See, what are the coordinates of this point? 1, minus 1, minus 1.5, 0. Minus 1.5 means minus 3 by 2, comma 0. See the coordinates, I have written the coordinates of the point where the graph intersects x-axis. See, minus 3 by 2, comma 0. Here minus 3 by 2 is the x coordinate, 0 is the y coordinate. We have to consider x coordinate. 0 of the polynomial here is x coordinate of the point. Which point? The point where the graph intersects x-axis. It intersects x-axis at a point, and we have to write the coordinates of that point. See, among that, we have to consider x coordinate. That itself is the 0 of the polynomial. So 0 of the polynomial is x coordinate of the point where the graph intersects x-axis. And one more thing, this is the geometrical meaning of 0 of the polynomial. A linear polynomial, I have considered linear polynomial. A linear polynomial has exactly 1 0. A linear polynomial of the form ax plus b has exactly 1 0. Here 0 of the polynomial 2x plus 3 is minus 3 by 2. Don't forget, children, which one we have considered? We have considered x coordinate of the point of intersection of the graph and x-axis. Similarly, we can draw the graph for quadratic polynomial. If we draw the graph for quadratic polynomial, you will get the graph like this. Sometimes the graph opens upwards, or sometimes it opens downwards. See, it depends on the value of a. Here also, the graph is intersecting at two distinct points. Here, the coordinates of the point of intersection of graph and x-axis is minus 1 and 0. See, here we have to consider x coordinate. Minus 1 is the 0 of the polynomial. The graph is also intersecting the x-axis at another point here. The coordinates of this point of intersection of graph and x-axis is 4, 0. So which one we have to consider? X coordinate of the point you have to consider. So this graph has 2 zeros, minus 1 and 4. So a quadratic polynomial has at most 2 zeros. Means that quadratic polynomial it has 2 zeros or 1 0 or no 0. That's why you have to use the word at most. See, here different graphs are drawn. Here it is open downwards, here it is open upwards. It depends on the value of a. The parabola, we call this curve as parabola. The parabola is intersecting the x-axis at two distinct points. So you will get 2 zeros. This graph, this polynomial has 2 zeros. Similarly, it is also having 2 zeros. Here the parabola is intersecting the graph at exactly 1 point. Therefore, this polynomial has 1 0. Here also it is intersecting the x-axis at only one point. Here the graph is not at all intersecting the x-axis. Therefore, in this case, the quadratic polynomial has no zeros. It has no zeros. So we can conclude, children, we can conclude that a quadratic polynomial of degree 2 has at most 2 zeros. Don't say 2, always it has 2 zeros. It has at most 2 zeros. That means it may has 2 zeros or 1 zero, or it may has no zero. So that's why you have to write like this. A polynomial of degree 2 or quadratic polynomial has at most 2 zeros. Similarly, a cubic polynomial has at most 3 zeros. See here, cubic polynomial, see here it is intersecting the x-axis at 3 distinct points. So we have to consider the x-coordinates of these points. So this polynomial has 3 zeros. Here it is intersecting, the graph is intersecting the x-axis at the origin. So 0 itself is the 0 of this polynomial. Here the polynomial has only 1 0. Here we have only 1 0. Here it is intersecting the x-axis at 2 distinct points, 2 zeros. So a cubic polynomial has at most 3 zeros. In general, we can say that a polynomial p of x of degree n has at most n zeros. Dear students, tomorrow we will discuss the relationship between zeros and coefficients of the polynomial. So, thank you. Have a nice day.